Now I wanted to show you some weird paintings that I have. This is one of them, and there are several others I just want to show you on camera. There were rescue paintings with watercolors that had gone horribly wrong, and then I sort of rescued them with other media, such as acrylics, crayons, brush pens, anything that I could find, just to perk the paintings up and just revive them. This is one, and I'm going to show you another one in a minute. Let me just take this off the camera. Here's another one. Here's another one here. There's another one there. And again, this was a painting that needed to be perked up. There's a video to the original painting in the description box below, and I'll link that again. But then after seeing that video and then seeing this painting, I thought, hey, I could perk this up a bit and put it up as a short. So this went up as a short, and the previous picture I showed you went up as a short, and they did quite well. They got me a number of subscribers and a number of views, and I thought, hey, good idea. Let's try and revive some other paintings. So these are two of them, and again, I've gone in with brush pens for these, lifting out, crayons, white pen, you name it, anything just to revive the painting. And of course, I've used micro pens, waterproof micro pens for the twigs there. Here are some line and wash paintings I wanted to include. In fact, just 3. None of them have a video associated with them, and they were just practice sessions. This is a place in Dubai, where I live, in the United Arab Emirates, and this is from a photo I took on the way to a place called the Hatta Mountains. And you have the stream running. It's not even a stream, it's actually flooded. It was winter time, so this is all flooded. And you've got the pebbles here and a bit of the greenery that's come up because of the rain, and you've got the distant mountains there. And I thought it was really amazing. Once it rains in Dubai, it can really become, the scenery becomes amazing, and this is one of them. Here's another line and wash. So this time it's Edinburgh Castle. I particularly like the perspective of the rocks here overlooking the tops of the trees. I used pen here, and then obviously first of all pencil, then pen, and somewhere in the distance here I accidentally picked up actually here, there it is, it's slightly smudged there if you have a look. If you have a look at that here, sorry, darken it a bit. If you look at this spot here, right there, this spot here, it's actually become blue because the ink ran, and I picked up the wrong pen by accident, and as soon as I put the water on it, it started running. But yeah, this castle is in Edinburgh. I saw this castle years and years ago when I was traveling for work in the UK, when I was in Edinburgh at the Edinburgh Book Festival. So it sort of brings back a few memories there. But it's a nice castle with a great perspective and a lot of intricate drawing, which I actually enjoyed. And this is just a row of some colourful houses somewhere in Europe, I don't know where. This was very easy to do actually, because everything seemed to have a symmetrical thing about it, where there's no intricate line work, it's just blocks and squares and triangles. And the washes were very, very simple, including that on the boat. Very, very simple. And the sky was simple as well. So this was fun to do. And these are just some semi-abstract paintings I thought I'd have a go at. I think I remember who inspired me to do this. I think it was Paul Clark in one of his tutorials, where he splashed some colour on and created a random landscape. And I thought I'd try that myself. I started off with this one here, just something on the lake, as you can see there, that one. Yeah. And then I tried it again and decided to add a fisherman to it. Autumn landscape. And with this one, I added a bit of more detail in the foreground, if you can see here. Focus. If you see that foreground detail, I used gouache as well on top, gouache and acrylic paint to add a bit of texture to this. This was quite an enjoyable exercise actually. Here I was trying to paint choppy waters. It's a very small piece of paper actually, about a postcard size, but I thought it might be fun to see how to paint choppy waters. And for this I used very, very dark blue. I think it was Prussian blue. Yes, it's Prussian blue. And gouache to achieve the white crests on the small waves. So if you have a look, it was quite close up. It looks even better actually, I think, if you have a look there. What you reckon? There is no video for this, but I thought it was really fun to do actually. Really fun. I think I've got the colouring wrong. Let me darken it a bit to get the right colour. Yeah, that's the sort of colour it is. So yeah, this was fun. There was a bit of green here on the right hand side there at the bottom, and white gouache, very shades of blue, and very, very dark Prussian blue for the shadows under the waves. Just a semi-abstract flamingo that I was trying to paint some years ago. Again, a lot of these paintings were done a very long time ago, and majority of them that I'm mentioning here that don't actually have a video associated with them. There are only a handful that do, and this one doesn't, but it was just an exercise to see if I could draw, if I could paint. It was just a bit of a fun exercise that I was trying, and I quite enjoyed it actually, and I particularly like being able to achieve the pink colour of the flamingo's feathers and things. Now this painting I did as part of a product review for the Montmartre watercolor set, and I thought it would be a nice idea to show how the paints performed when just painting a very colourful painting. I really like painting butterflies, and it took me multiple efforts to learn how to paint butterflies, and I thought there's a video to this. Again, I'll put a link to the video in the description box below. Now these abstract flowers were done after being inspired by watching Shibasaki in one of his tutorials, where he used not masking fluid to tape out those white areas, but he used masking tape or sellotape. I think I used masking tape actually, and it was a strange technique, but it actually worked. It doesn't mask things out in a completely crisp fashion, and you do get the jagged edges because it's not masking fluid after all. But it was fun to do, and then I splashed on watercolor everywhere and put random flowers in. He did too, and it was a very good exercise, and it really was fun to do. So this was done again very, very long time ago, maybe before COVID, I don't remember, but it was a very, very old painting. There's no tutorial to this, but maybe I shall do one day if you want me to. Let me know in the comment section if you'd like me to do something like this as well in future. But yes, this was quite enjoyable. And this horsehead painting was done for a tutorial, and again there's a link to this in the description box below. I practiced a lot before I painted this horse. It was the first time I'd actually ever painted one, and I painted 2 horse heads before off camera just to see if the job can be done, and a lot of artists do that. And if you are practicing for a real painting, have a go at painting it on a spare piece of watercolor paper just to see how the colors merge. And here I've used just a handful of colors like burnt sienna, ultramarine blue, and Indian red. And the photograph reference is from a lady called Courtney Smith on Unsplash, and I did seek her permission, although I don't think you need to, but I really wanted to, and I've actually mentioned her in the video. But this was a very, very difficult painting to do, but again, an exercise in wet into wet.